Hi everyone, this is Nora. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're all doing well. In my last video, I mentioned that I was going to share my entire collection of planners, whether they have rings or not. And I have about 12 of them to show you today. I will not do an in-depth review on them. I will merely try to just share what I own because I did get some questions over on Instagram as to what do I currently own. And so that is the purpose of this video. However, if you would like something more in-depth from anything that I show you, I will gladly make a video on that. I look forward to your comments, and maybe perhaps you have the same planners that I'm going to show you, or I should say the covers for the planners that I'm going to show you. So let me start up right away. I have this in the A6 size. This is from Hobonichi. It does not have a snap closure. The pen just glides through here to close it. In here, I have the brand new Paper Test pocket size daily planner, and I've been testing this out perhaps for an option for 2025. Right now, for the remainder of 2024, I do plan on just staying in rings, but I love testing things. I love just looking at everything and seeing, in general, like what it's about. So I have this. Now, I was surprised that this fit this A6 cover so well, but I feel like this is great because I can put this clear cover, which by the way, I got the clear cover from Planner Monkey. And because this accommodates over 400 pages or so. So this is the first cover. And by the way, I got this from a really sweet dear friend who gifted this to me. I just got it yesterday, and I just think it's the most beautiful thing ever with the design. Next up is a Moterm. So this is the Veg Tan Leather. Moterm has two different types of leathers. One is the more pebbled leather, and then there's this one. I don't own any pebbled leather from Moterm, by the way. I only own the ones that you'll see. The few that I have are in the Veg Tan. This is the apricot color, and this is going to be for week size. It has a snap closure. And here it is. So another Paper Test planner. So honestly, I love the Paper Test planners. Unfortunately, my heart just really gravitates towards rings. But if I would ever leave rings, I would definitely go into a Paper Test planner. This is her weekly. This is the week size that she launched last year, and I used it for a couple of months, and then I did start this year using it, but then I kind of stopped using it. But it's just so beautifully made. Okay, so this cover has a couple of pockets right here that you can put credit cards or whatever you'd like. Another one in the back here that I have like a little writing board from Hobonichi as well. And yeah, so this is the second cover that I have to show you for a book bound. The third cover I have is in the B6, and it will come to no surprise when I show you this. It is the Paper Test B6. This is the yearly notebook, another beautiful planner from Paper Test, but I can't, like I keep saying, I'm just in love with rings, so perhaps in the future. So anyhow, you do again have some credit card slots here. I absolutely love these two. They have a pen loop, meaning these two right here, they both have a pen loop. Two buttons here so you can decide where to close this, and this one has a little bit more patina because I did use this one more than this one, so you can see the color difference between both of them. Love these two. And the last cover that I own that is for a book bound is the Rosie Papeterie. This is in the pebbled leather from her, and this would accommodate like a half letter or even an A5 book bound. So love this one as well. I have kept this. I've had this for about 2 years. It's my go-to because I love that it's discreet, very professional, and I'm sure you can find this still on the website. Okay, so I want to mention, so this I bought directly from Rosie Papeterie. These I bought, believe it or not, from Mercari. Sometimes when I would go on the Moterm website, these were not available, so I had to go to Mercari and I would find them, and they were in perfect condition when I received them. Okay, so that concludes the book bounds. Next up, I'm going to show you something that I'm not currently using, and this is my VDS. This is in the beige Croco. It's an A6. I'm not using this ring size, and in fact, I am comfortable destashing this one. If you're interested, let me know. I am happy to talk about a possible price for this guy. I'm showing it just because it is currently still part of my collection. If you've been on my Instagram page and you're wondering, wait a minute, she didn't show X planner, it's probably because I sold it. But for now, this is here in my collection. I love it. On the squared corner, it's a custom. It's not one of those ready to ship from VDS. I also got this one from Mercari as well. And while I was in A6, I absolutely love this planner, and it's just a really classy planner. It's just right now I'm not in A6 and I don't plan on going down the A6 rabbit hole. So that is that one. Another size that I'm not currently in is the pocket. So this first pocket is the PM from Louis Vuitton in the monogram. Really cute. I'm just not in it because I honestly need a little bit more space. The rings are really tiny. I think this is a great planner if you want something on the go. Unfortunately, I kind of have this thing where I want everything, okay? And so that's why this hasn't quite worked. However, I did acquire this planner I'm about to show you. This is the Filofax Ranger. So this is a beauty. This is not something that you can get now unless you get a pre-loved, because it's a vintage piece at this point. I think around, what, 1997 perhaps? They last made these. So this is just a beautiful planner that I recently picked up. I did set it up, but again, this is something I may be looking at for 2025. Right now, I don't want to disrupt what I have going on with my personal rings and my A5 ring agendas. Those two, I want to just kind of keep them intact. So I did like this. It has the silver rings, and the rings are a little bit bigger than the tiny ones in the PM. So you can kind of see that there, I hope. This could definitely work as a wallet because it does have all of these pockets here, kind of giving it that wallet feel. Put your coins in there. It's a rich brown color, and she is in perfect condition. Have another pocket here. Pen loop. It's not that big, though. I will warn you about that pen loop. They're hard to come across. I feel just so fortunate I was able to get that. There's another pocket here and one in the back here, and this mesh here that I put that in there, and another mesh one as well. So I have this something tentative for 2025. I'm happy to have it. In fact, you were the first ones to see this because I have not shared this over on Instagram. Okay, moving on to A5 because I only have two of them. So here's the first one. This is the Rosie Papeterie and the Apple Vegan Leather. Love this planner. It is in the cream color. Like I said, A5 size, 30 millimeter rings, silver hardware, pen loop right here. Great pocket layout overall. A very classy planner. And I was in this for a couple of months. I purchased this back in March, and I was in there as soon as I received it. So I know for April and May and even June I was in it. Then I got something else and I wanted to try that out. And sometimes I do think about this planner. I'm like, should I go back into it? And I love it. It's just that right now I've been really having this love affair with my LV planners. And that's why I'm using an LV, which I'm about to show you right over here. But this would be something that I can move into. And I've been very tempted to move back into it. I did do a review on this, which I can link below. But that was when still like maybe 3 months using it. If I go back into it, I will definitely continue to give you updates on what I think about the planner. But for now, it's just beautiful, and I'm happy to have this in my collection. I do still have a code with Rosie Papeterie, which is Nora 10, by the way. And then the second A5 that I own, and the last one, because I have destashed all the other ones that I had. This is, of course, in the monogram, the GM from Louis Vuitton. The one I'm currently using and that I love. I have shared this planner recently over on Instagram as well as here on YouTube. And for now, this is where I'm planning on staying, only because it's so slim. However, when I go back to work, and I know I will not take this anywhere with me, I may end up going into this planner, not sure yet, just because I do love it. And if it's going to sit at home, it doesn't really matter which one I'm in. And even though this one I know is a little bit bigger in size than the GM, but it's just a hard call because they're both beautiful, and I would definitely recommend this if you, especially this was about $73, and so with a discount you can add that as well to that. So just something to think about. All right, so this is it for my A5 ring agendas. And finally, I feel like this is going pretty quick here. I have my personal size rings. I'll just continue on with this one. This is then the LV. This is the MM, so personal size rings. Again, I moved in because it's so slim, and that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, well, if I'm in both of these, maybe I can do this type of combo. Let me know what you think. If not, well, I'm comfortable staying in both of them, right? So like I said, this is in the monogram, the one I've been showing recently here on YouTube, and today. Yes, I shared it over on Instagram. So some of the information you're getting here on YouTube, you're getting it before I even share it on Instagram. I love the pocket configuration. It's very simple, no back pocket. It's just perfect 25 millimeter rings. It is in gold. Lately, I've been kind of gravitating towards silver, but this is still a classic and I love it. All right. And then because I love slim planners, I have this one, and this is the Finsbury from Filofax, and it's just such a sturdy planner. It's discreet, it's professional. This is the perfect on-the-go planner if you do not want to have a pocket, from my point of view. And that's why, of course, I have kept this planner in my collection. The pen loop, it's pretty generous, actually, from the pens that I use. I haven't had a single issue with it. Here are the rings on these, I believe, are 23 millimeter rings, silver, very tight rings. Love it. I love the pocket layout as well. I haven't a single issue with it. The only reason I'm not in it that much is just because sometimes I don't feel like being in a black planner. But whenever I do feel like being in a black planner and personalized, this is my go-to for sure. Super sturdy. You don't have to baby this. You could go out in public whenever because, you know, it's not like a flashy logo, right? But as flashy as this logo is, I do love it, and it's still going to be in my collection. And finally, one of the most recent planners, which I did buy from a very good friend. This is the Mia Cara from Gillio. So this one, I did do a flip of it. And honestly, I moved out because I kept only using this part, but then wasn't crazy about the way this looked, and I was getting nervous this was going to get dirty. So I moved out, went into my over here. This is where I've been now, but I love it. I do think this is beautiful, but for now, I'm really gravitating towards something slim, and maybe once I feel like going back into either using it together or just feel okay using it alone and not let this bother me, I will have this ready to go. This is in the gold color with 25 millimeter silver rings, which is great because it matches the silver hardware. And yeah, I did show a flip of it, but I'll just kind of quickly show you other features of it. They're kind of hard to get, which is why I was so happy that I got it from my friend, because they're not always on the website, especially in the color gold. So yeah, this is the way that this looks here. And it's got a pretty generous snap closure. And I will tell you, this one is a little bit more bulky because it's got that cover on cover type of idea. So you can kind of see quite the difference, right? There's a top and even the spine right now. I know this is 23 millimeter rings. Let me grab my instead, because these two have 25 millimeter rings, to see how comparable the spines look next to each other. Okay, but you can see this is still taller. And honestly, I just haven't been able to find a planner that is just so simple and just so streamlined like the LVs. And that's why I feel like I keep going back to them. They are definitely they're both investment pieces, the ones that I own here. Well, actually the third one, which is the pocket here. But I think from the three, the one that I care for the least would be this one, just because the rings are so tiny. Now I know I can switch these rings out, but that honestly makes me nervous, and I wouldn't want to do anything to ruin this planner, because to me, they are investment pieces and they're not cheap. I did buy all three of these brand new. So I guess that's something else I can quickly comment on. I bought all of these three directly through the website, the LV website, or some of them, actually, I can't remember which ones because I've owned several of them. I used to have oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm forgetting this. Oh my goodness. Anyways, the point is I've had other LV planners, and some of those overall, from all the LV planners I have owned, I have consulted with an SA, and they've been able to track these down. So definitely encourage you to keep checking the website, keep refreshing your page. They pop up in case you're trying to look for one and you're not able to get one. You can call their 1-800 number to their boutique, and they can locate an agenda cover for you. Okay, they're really good about that. As I mentioned before, this A6 VDS, I purchased this. This was pre-loved by one owner before. I don't know the history of this one, to tell you the truth, because as you know, this is a vintage piece. It does not smell either, by the way. I have this big thing about smell, and I'm happy to report that none of these planners smell, okay? And so this is, even though I may not be in pocket, or I may be, this is something I want to hold on to, because you're not going to get this anymore, and it's just a total beauty. I felt like overall, the condition I received, this was perfection. Same thing applies to this. It was one owner, perfect condition. It smelled so yummy, like the leather. This one I bought directly from Amazon, and it was super cheap for me. This is kind of the planner that I don't think I'm ever going to sell, simply because I had a credit. So I got this practically for free. So that worked out really well through Amazon. These, as I mentioned before, with the Mercari, they both have the, I'm assuming the smell of the veg tan leather that this planner should smell like, and no issues. They were both in perfect condition. Very happy with them, as well as these two. These I bought them off the Rosie Papeterie website, brand new planners, very well made. Both of them smell the way that they should smell. And finally, my friend's planner, which I love. This is also another one that's hard to get now, because unless Hobonichi wants to continue, like, do like I don't know, relaunch them, I'll say, you know, like bring them back. At this point, you cannot get this unless you get something like this pre-loved. So again, very blessed that I have such a sweet friend who was so sweet and sent this to me, and she's just perfect condition. I do believe she was a second owner, so I would be the third owner of this beauty. Well, guys, this concludes my collection here. Let me know if there's anything else you want to look at a little bit closer that I can then share a video on that. Or let me know, or just tell me, like, any questions or comments. I'd love to continue our engagement via comments. You can always reach me over at Instagram at Dr_Alva Plans. Very happy to chat with any of you. Planner talk, I'm here for it. Thank you. Have a great one.